Danger. Never put this on a chair. It attracts a lot of poverty. Law of attraction. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Buddha. Have you ever unknowingly invited poverty into your life just by placing something on a chair? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stick with me, because what I'm about to share could be silently blocking your wealth and abundance without you even realizing it. Ancient wisdom teaches that certain objects hold powerful energies. Some attract prosperity, while others bring misfortune simply by being in the wrong place, like a chair. And yet, most people have no idea they're making this mistake every single day. So today, on the journey of wisdom, I'm revealing 5 things you should never put on a chair because they could be draining your finances, disturbing your energy, and even limiting your personal growth. Before we dive in, take a moment to affirm this in the comments. I am open to wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Write it down, because intention creates reality. Let's get started. Number 1. Rotten food. Rotten food is more than just spoiled nourishment. It carries an energy of decay, a silent force of stagnation that seeps into every aspect of life. Food represents abundance, sustenance, and vitality, but the moment it begins to rot, its energy shifts entirely. It no longer gives life, it starts to take it away. This isn't just about physical health, although consuming spoiled food is dangerous. It's about the unseen, the energetic weight it brings into your space. Leaving rotten food on a chair, a table, or even the floor doesn't just create an unpleasant sight. It creates an energetic imbalance, attracting poverty, stagnation, and misfortune. The Buddha once said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." And just as neglected thoughts can bring suffering, neglected objects, especially rotting food, can bring a slow but certain decline in fortune and well-being. When food begins to decay, it doesn't just decompose physically, it releases subtle vibrations of neglect, disorder, and carelessness. These vibrations don't just stay in the food itself. They spread into the environment, affecting your mind, your emotions, and even your financial flow. Many spiritual traditions teach that our surroundings reflect our inner world. A cluttered, decaying space leads to a cluttered, decaying life. Imagine waking up to a room where last night's plate still sits on a chair. The first thing you see in the morning is not fresh potential, not a new beginning, but the remnants of yesterday's neglect. This sets the tone for the day, subtly affecting your motivation, your decisions, and even your financial habits. You might think, it's just food, I'll throw it away later. But that delay is precisely the problem. Procrastination in small matters leads to procrastination in bigger ones. The habit of letting things sit, whether it's a leftover plate, unpaid bills, or unresolved emotions, creates a pattern of stagnation. And stagnation is the enemy of abundance. In Feng Shui and many spiritual traditions, stagnant energy blocks prosperity. If the energy in your home is slow and heavy, your opportunities in life will follow the same pattern. When food decays in a space where you rest or eat, it sends an invisible message. This place is not cared for. This place welcomes neglect, and the universe responds in kind, bringing more situations that mirror that energy, missed chances, unexpected losses, and a creeping sense of financial instability. Some might argue, I'll just leave it outside, problem solved. But energy doesn't work that way. A neglected space, whether inside or outside, still carries the same frequency. If you leave spoiled food near your doorstep, you are quite literally welcoming decay into your home. The moment you cross that threshold, you bring with you the energy lingering there. This is why people who allow disorder at their entrance often find their life filled with obstacles. It's a cycle. What we surround ourselves with influences what we attract. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment, the Buddha taught. And part of living in the present moment means addressing small acts of neglect before they grow into larger issues. Now, the most dangerous place of all to leave rotten food. The bedroom. This is where you sleep, where your subconscious resets, where your energy restores itself. If there is decay in this sacred space, your rest is compromised. And poor rest leads to poor decisions, lack of focus, and diminished energy, all of which contribute to financial and emotional struggles. Have you ever noticed how a cluttered room makes your mind feel restless? Now, add the unseen but powerful effect of spoiled food into the mix. Even if you can't smell it, its energy lingers. Your body senses it, your mind absorbs it, and soon you find yourself feeling stuck, financially, emotionally, and mentally. The good news, this is entirely preventable. It starts with mindfulness, being aware of what you allow to sit, to linger, to decay. Wealth and well-being flow in spaces that are respected and cared for. Simple habits like clearing plates immediately, keeping spaces fresh, and ensuring nothing in your home represents neglect, create an environment where prosperity thrives. Just as a well-tended garden produces an abundant harvest, a well-tended space produces a life of abundance. Small actions repeated daily create powerful change. Take care of your space, and it will take care of you. Number 2. Clothes. Your clothes are more than just fabric. They carry your energy, your essence, your personal power. Every thread holds the vibrations of your experiences, your emotions, and even the thoughts of those around you. When you wear them, they serve as a shield, a part of your presence. But the moment they are left exposed, they become vulnerable, open to absorbing energies that you cannot see but will certainly feel. Think about it. Have you ever worn an old shirt and suddenly felt heavy, sluggish, or even sad without knowing why? Clothes are like sponges, absorbing both the good and the bad. And if you aren't careful, you might be wrapping yourself in negativity without realizing it. Leaving your clothes outside or tossing them carelessly around your home is more than just a messy habit. It's an invitation for stagnant energy, for envy, for unseen forces that thrive on disorder. You may think, it's just a pile of clothes, what harm can it do? But the truth is, every object in your space holds energy, and the way you treat them reflects the energy you welcome into your life. Imagine someone walking past the clothes you left outside. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, they could project negativity onto them, and when you wear them again, you carry that energy with you. It affects your mood, your focus, your interactions, and even your luck. And what about that chair in your bedroom? The one where clothes slowly start to gather. First just a shirt, then a jacket, then a pile that seems to have a life of its own. At first it feels harmless, just a temporary spot before putting them away. But energy doesn't wait. That pile begins to act like a magnet, pulling in more than just clothes. It collects stagnation, chaos, and even blocks prosperity from flowing freely in your life. Your home is a reflection of your inner world. When things pile up around you, it often means things are piling up within you as well. Stress, unfinished tasks, financial worries, it's all connected. So ask yourself, what message am I sending by letting this build up? Am I allowing my own energy to become heavy and cluttered? Now, let's talk about something even more powerful, the way you treat worn out, torn, or dirty clothes. Many people toss them onto dining chairs, onto the floor, or let them sit for days, but what they don't realize is that they are sending a silent message to the universe. I don't deserve better. That's right. Your environment responds to your actions, and when you treat your belongings with neglect, you reinforce lack. You are subconsciously accepting stagnation, financial struggles, and emotional exhaustion. And if you are here watching this, I know you don't want that. You want to break free from the unseen forces holding you back. You want to invite abundance, clarity, and peace into your life. But to do that, you must start with the small things, because small things hold great power. So here's a thought. What if the simple act of keeping your clothes in order could change your entire energy? What if respecting your space could attract more prosperity, peace, and clarity into your life? It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Fold your clothes with care, put them away, and when something is torn or too old to serve you, let it go. Don't hold on to things that no longer align with your future. Energy flows where attention goes, so shift your attention to creating a space that reflects the life you truly want. Because in the end, it's not just about clothes. It's about the unseen forces we invite into our lives through our actions. And the question is, what kind of energy do you want to carry with you? Number 3. Shoes. Let's talk about something you might not have thought about before: where you place your shoes. It may seem like a small habit, something you do without thinking, but in reality, it has a deep symbolic and energetic impact on your life. When you come home after a long day, tired and distracted, you might casually toss your shoes under a chair, on a couch, or even on a table. But did you know that this simple act could be blocking your financial energy, disturbing your peace of mind, and even inviting negativity into your home? In Buddhism, everything carries energy: our actions, our words, and even our surroundings. The great teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Every breath we take, every step we make, can be filled with peace, joy, and serenity." But what happens when the steps we take bring unseen burdens into our space? Think about where your shoes have been throughout the day, walking on city streets, through offices filled with stress, in hospitals where suffering lingers, in crowded places where emotions run high. Every place holds energy, and your shoes absorb it like a sponge. They serve as a barrier, protecting you from the energy beneath your feet. But the moment you bring them inside and place them on a chair, you allow those heavy energies to seep into your home. And if you put them on a dining table, it's even worse. You're not just contaminating your space, but also your food, your body's source of energy and vitality. In Buddhist thought, food is sacred. It nourishes not only the body, but also the mind and spirit. Imagine sitting down to eat while unknowingly inviting stress, sorrow, and struggle into every bite. Would you want that kind of energy to become part of you? Now you might be wondering, where should I put my shoes then? Is leaving them outside a better option? Not necessarily. If shoes are left outside, they continue to absorb energies from the surroundings, especially if you live in a busy area where people pass by, carrying their own thoughts and emotions. And when you wear them again, that energy follows you, back into your home, into your work, and even into your dreams. It's like carrying an invisible weight you never meant to pick up. In many Asian cultures, shoes are removed before entering a home, not just for cleanliness, but to maintain the spiritual purity of the space. But even then, they have a proper place, away from areas where you sit, eat, or rest. And let's talk about bedroom shoes. Those comfortable slippers you might leave on a chair or at the foot of your bed. They may not block financial energy, but they can disrupt something just as important: your sleep. Have you ever found yourself struggling with restless nights, waking up feeling drained, or experiencing tension in your relationships without understanding why. It could be the subtle energy imbalance caused by placing your shoes in the wrong space. Your bedroom is meant to be a sanctuary, a place of rest and renewal, yet the simple act of misplacing shoes can disturb that harmony. So what can you do? It's simple. Be mindful. Create a designated space for your shoes, away from chairs, tables, or areas where you spend time recharging. Treat your home as a sacred space, just as you would treat a temple. In Buddhist teachings, your mind is like a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. The same applies to your home. What kind of energy are you planting in your space? What small habits could you change to cultivate prosperity, peace, and positivity? Every action, no matter how small, has consequences. If something as simple as where you place your shoes can affect your energy, imagine the impact of being mindful in all areas of life. What other unnoticed habits might be shaping your reality? Take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, what energies am I welcoming into my home, my work, and my life? The answer might just surprise you. If you've watched this far, you're already unlocking the hidden secrets of attracting wealth and avoiding financial misfortune. Comment below with "abundant life" to affirm your commitment to a future of prosperity. But don't stop here. There's more powerful wisdom ahead. Stay until the end to discover the key to keeping wealth flowing into your life. Number 4. Broken items. Broken objects are more than just useless clutter. They carry an energy of stagnation, misfortune, and lack. In the law of attraction, what surrounds you influences your vibration, and placing broken items on a chair, something meant for rest, support, and stability, directly invites that energy into your life. A shattered glass, a broken clock, or a cracked piece of furniture isn't just an object. It's a symbol of dysfunction, reflecting and reinforcing blockages in your financial and emotional well-being. Just as a mirror with a crack distorts an image, broken objects distort the energy in your home, making it difficult for prosperity to flow. The Buddha once said, "Rule your mind, or it will rule you." This applies not only to thoughts, but to the energy of our surroundings. If you fill your space with broken, neglected items, you are subconsciously reinforcing a state of lack and disrepair in your own life. Your home should be a sanctuary of harmony and high vibrations, a place where energy flows freely, supporting your goals, well-being, and abundance. When you hold on to damaged things, whether it's a broken appliance gathering dust in a corner or a cracked plate you keep using despite its flaws, you are unknowingly sending a message of resistance to new, prosperous energy. Think of it this way: if your wallet is torn, your purse is frayed, or your favorite chair is broken, these objects symbolically weaken the flow of wealth in your life. Money, like energy, requires a clear and open path to enter. If you're surrounded by broken items, you are, in essence, slamming the door on new opportunities, telling the universe you are comfortable with scarcity. The wisdom of feng shui teaches that our external environment is a reflection of our inner world, and when we allow broken things to remain, we unconsciously accept that broken energy as part of our reality. Now consider what happens when you place these broken objects on a chair, an item meant to hold and support you. The energy of something shattered or malfunctioning sinks into the chair, and when you sit on it later, you absorb that energy. This is why some days, even when everything seems fine on the surface, you might feel inexplicably drained, unmotivated, or stuck in patterns of lack. It's not just about belief. It's about the unseen forces at play in your space. And if you place these objects on outdoor chairs, the situation becomes even worse. Outdoor spaces are where energy moves freely, and when you place broken objects there, you invite that energy of stagnation to spread, amplifying its effect. It's like planting weeds in a garden you want to flourish. Would you place a wilted, dying plant in the center of your living room and expect it to inspire life? The same logic applies to broken objects. They carry an energy that does not serve you, and by keeping them in your environment, you are unknowingly allowing that energy to dictate your reality. Beyond physical objects, this principle applies to all aspects of life. Holding on to broken things is often a reflection of holding on to broken emotions, relationships, or limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. If you keep something simply because you're used to it, even when it no longer functions, ask yourself, where else am I doing this in my life? Are you holding on to friendships that drain you? Are you staying in a job that no longer fulfills you? Are you clinging to outdated beliefs about money, success, or your own worth? The law of attraction teaches us that what we accept and tolerate in our external world mirrors what we accept internally. This is why decluttering is not just about cleaning, it's about clearing stagnant energy to make room for new opportunities. A simple yet powerful habit to cultivate is to regularly assess your space. If something is broken, either fix it or let it go. If an object no longer serves you, donate it or discard it. When you clear out what no longer aligns with the energy you wish to attract, you create space for prosperity, joy, and balance to enter. Rumi wisely said, "Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop." Your home is an extension of your energy, and the way you care for it reflects the way you care for your own well-being. Respect the space that supports you, and it will, in turn, support your growth and abundance. So, if you ever find yourself mindlessly placing a broken item on a chair, pause. That small act could be silently shaping your reality. Instead, choose to remove what no longer serves you, because in doing so, you invite a life of abundance, clarity, and peace. Number 5, your wallet. Think about this. Where do you usually place your wallet when you get home? If you're like most people, you probably toss it onto a chair without a second thought. It seems harmless, right? But in reality, this small habit might be quietly working against your financial well-being. Your wallet isn't just an object, it's a symbol of your financial energy, the very container of your wealth. Every dollar, every card, every piece of financial value inside holds an energetic connection to your prosperity. And when you place it on a chair, you're unknowingly sending a message to the universe. Stay still. Don't grow. Don't multiply. What happens when money stops moving? It stagnates. And stagnant energy leads to financial struggles. If you're doing well financially, you might start noticing slowdowns, unexpected expenses, delayed payments, or opportunities slipping away. If you're already struggling, things may seem to get worse, like your finances are stuck in a never-ending cycle of difficulty. Let's go deeper. Have you ever met someone who always seems to attract money effortlessly? Their wealth flows. They always seem to have opportunities knocking on their door, and they never appear to be stuck financially. Now, think of someone who is constantly struggling, no matter how hard they work. Every dollar they earn seems to disappear just as quickly. The difference isn't just in how much they earn, it's in how they respect the flow of money. Money is energy, and energy thrives on movement. It needs circulation, just like water. When water flows, it nourishes life. When it stagnates, it becomes unhealthy, attracting decay and blockages. Your financial energy works the same way. Now, let me share a story. There was once a man named Daniel who worked tirelessly but never seemed to get ahead. No matter how much effort he put in, his savings never grew, and unexpected expenses always drained his account. One day he visited a wise old mentor who observed Daniel's daily habits. The mentor noticed something interesting. Every evening, Daniel would come home and throw his wallet onto a chair. The mentor smiled and said, "Would you leave a treasure chest sitting open in the middle of nowhere, unattended? Would you place your wealth somewhere that signals rest rather than movement?" Daniel was confused, but he decided to make a small change. Instead of placing his wallet on a chair, he designated a special spot for it, a safe place associated with financial growth, like a dedicated drawer or a small money altar. Within weeks, he began to notice subtle shifts. He received an unexpected bonus at work, a friend repaid an old debt, and new opportunities seemed to find him effortlessly. It wasn't magic, it was a shift in energy. So what about you? Where does your wallet rest right now? Is it in a place that invites movement and growth, or is it sitting still, absorbing stagnant energy? Every small habit we cultivate sends a message to the universe about what we are ready to receive. If you want to attract prosperity, start treating your financial energy with respect. Keep your wallet in a designated, intentional place, somewhere that symbolizes abundance and security. Avoid leaving it on chairs, beds, or random surfaces where energy becomes passive. Instead, place it in a spot that reminds you of financial growth, perhaps near a vision board, in a secure drawer, or even on a small prosperity altar. Remember, wealth isn't just about how much money you earn, it's about how you interact with the energy of money. If you treat your finances with care and intention, the universe responds in kind. Prosperity flows to those who create the right environment for it. So, take a moment today and reflect. Is your money sitting down, or is it moving toward greater abundance? Thank you for being here and watching today's video. Before we move forward, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude to you. It's truly a joy to have you as part of our community. Feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Or, if you're not sure what to say, simply comment, "I welcome abundance," if you're ready to attract prosperity, or "I release negativity," if you're letting go of what no longer serves you. Your engagement not only shows you're here, but also inspires and motivates us to keep sharing valuable insights. Now let's continue this journey together, shall we? How to transform energy from poverty to wealth, teaching Buddhism. Buddhism teaches that true wealth is not just about material riches, but also about cultivating a rich mind, a generous heart, and wise actions. Transforming the energy of poverty into wealth involves shifting one's mindset, practicing generosity, and applying principles of karma, mindfulness, and effort. The process begins with recognizing the nature of suffering, dukkha, and understanding that wealth is not just about external circumstances, but about one's internal state. Through right thought, right speech, and right action, one can gradually shift from a state of lack to abundance. Number 1. Shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. To transform energy from poverty to wealth, we must begin with the mind. For in Buddhism, our thoughts shape our reality. A mind consumed by scarcity is trapped in fear, attachment, and limitation, always focusing on what is missing rather than what is possible. On the other hand, an abundant mindset is rooted in generosity, openness, and gratitude, allowing prosperity to naturally flow. The Buddha once said, "We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think." If we constantly dwell on lack, we reinforce a cycle of poverty, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. But when we shift our focus toward gratitude and opportunity, we create space for wealth in all forms. This is the essence of the law of karma. What we focus on expands. When we cultivate a heart full of appreciation, rather than resentment or longing, we send out energy that attracts abundance in return. In daily life, this means changing the way we think and speak about money and success. Many people unconsciously repeat limiting beliefs such as, "I'll never have enough," or "Wealth is for others, not for me." These thoughts are like seeds planted in the mind, growing into patterns of self-sabotage. Instead, we must nurture new seeds, ones of confidence, resourcefulness, and generosity. Begin each day with gratitude for what you already have, no matter how small. This does not mean ignoring financial struggles, but rather shifting from a mindset of deficiency to one of possibility. A simple yet powerful practice is to reframe every negative thought about money with a positive one. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," say, "How can I create the means for this?" This change in language redirects the mind toward solutions rather than obstacles. Moreover, generosity plays a crucial role in cultivating abundance. In Buddhist teachings, giving, dana, is considered one of the highest virtues. The paradox of wealth is that the more we give, the more we receive, not necessarily in direct material returns, but in the flow of energy that opens doors to new opportunities. This is why wealthy individuals who practice generosity often find that success follows them effortlessly. A well-known Buddhist teaching states, "If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path." When we share our time, knowledge, or resources, we not only uplift others, but also reinforce our own sense of abundance, dissolving the fear of lack. Modern life often promotes a scarcity mindset through consumerism and competition, making us feel like we must constantly chase after more. But true wealth is not just about financial gain, it is about inner richness, the ability to live with contentment, purpose, and a spirit of giving. Those who are truly wealthy are not just those with money, but those with peace of mind, strong relationships, and a sense of fulfillment. By shifting from scarcity to abundance, we open ourselves to prosperity in every sense. So begin today. Replace fear with faith, replace grasping with gratitude, and watch as the energy of wealth begins to flow naturally into your life. Number 2. Practice generosity, dana, without attachment. Wealth is not just about how much we accumulate. It is about how freely we allow energy to flow. In Buddhism, generosity, or dana, is one of the most powerful ways to transform scarcity into abundance. The paradox of wealth is this: the more we give selflessly, the more we open ourselves to receiving. But true generosity is not merely about giving money or material things. It is about offering kindness, wisdom, time, and compassion without expecting anything in return. Imagine a river. When water flows freely, it nourishes everything in its path. But if the water is blocked, it becomes stagnant. The same principle applies to wealth and energy. When we give with an open heart, we keep abundance circulating, allowing it to return to us in unexpected ways. There is a story of a poor farmer who had very little but was known in his village for always sharing what he had. One day, a traveler passed through, exhausted and hungry. Without hesitation, the farmer offered him his last bowl of rice. The traveler, touched by the farmer's generosity, revealed himself to be a celestial being in disguise. He blessed the farmer, and from that day on his crops flourished, and he never knew hunger again. While we may not expect miracles, This story teaches us a simple truth. When we let go of attachment and give with sincerity, life finds a way to return that goodness to us. So ask yourself, are you holding on tightly to what you have out of fear, or are you allowing generosity to flow? The real transformation from poverty to wealth begins when we shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance, understanding that wealth is not about possession, but about movement. When you practice generosity without attachment, you dissolve the energy of lack and align yourself with the natural rhythm of giving and receiving. So today, take a small step, offer a smile, share your knowledge, help someone in need, and see how life responds. Wealth is not only in what you have, but in what you share. Number 3. Cultivate right livelihood. Samma Ajiva. Wealth is not just about money, it is about how you earn it and the energy you create around it. In Buddhism, the concept of right livelihood, Samma Ajiva, teaches that prosperity should come from ethical, meaningful work that does not harm oneself or others. When wealth is acquired through dishonest or harmful means, it carries negative energy, leading to suffering, instability, and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, wealth earned through integrity, compassion, and wisdom leads to sustainable prosperity and inner peace. The Buddha taught, one should earn a living in a way that does not cause harm to other beings. This means avoiding professions that exploit, deceive, or bring destruction to others. Ask yourself, does my work contribute to the well-being of others? Does it align with my values? True abundance is not measured by how much you accumulate, but by how your wealth uplifts yourself and those around you. Many people chase after riches without considering the impact of their actions, only to find themselves trapped in stress and emptiness. But when wealth is built on ethical foundations, it brings not just material success, but also a deep sense of fulfillment. Just as a tree rooted in healthy soil bears strong branches and sweet fruit, a livelihood rooted in morality and kindness creates lasting security and joy. So, how can you transform your energy from poverty to wealth? The first step is to examine your relationship with money and work. Do you see wealth as a tool for good, or is it tied to fear and greed? The way you think about money shapes the way you attract it. Generosity, honesty, and hard work naturally lead to abundance, while deceit and selfishness eventually lead to loss. The Buddha also taught the importance of mindful spending and sharing wealth wisely. Money that flows with purpose, used to support one's family, help those in need, and contribute to society, brings happiness. But hoarding or misusing wealth only leads to attachment and suffering. Happiness comes not from having much, but from being content with little. This does not mean rejecting wealth, but rather understanding that its true value lies in how it is earned and used. If you wish to cultivate prosperity, start by aligning your work with wisdom and compassion. Be honest in your dealings, serve others with sincerity, and see wealth as a means to create positive change. When you approach wealth with the right mindset and ethical actions, you naturally invite success and fulfillment. So, what kind of energy are you creating with your livelihood today? Is it leading you towards peace and prosperity, or towards stress and dissatisfaction? The answer lies in the choices you make every day. Number 4. Develop mindful financial habits. Developing mindful financial habits is essential in transforming energy from poverty to wealth. In Buddhism, mindfulness is not just about meditation, but extends to every aspect of life, including how we handle money. Financial mindfulness means being fully aware of how money is earned, spent, and saved, ensuring that each action aligns with wisdom and compassion. Avoiding wastefulness is crucial, as unnecessary indulgence often leads to fleeting pleasures while creating long-term burdens. However, excessive stinginess is equally harmful, as hoarding wealth out of fear only creates a mindset of lack rather than abundance. The Buddha taught the importance of the middle way, a balanced approach that steers clear of both extreme poverty and excessive materialism. True wealth is not in how much one accumulates, but in how wisely and ethically one manages resources. Contentment is the greatest wealth, the Buddha once said, reminding us that financial well-being is not just about external riches, but also about inner peace and sufficiency. To cultivate mindful financial habits, one must practice conscious spending, ensuring that every purchase aligns with true needs rather than impulsive desires. Investing wisely, not just in material assets but also in knowledge, skills and personal growth, is key to long-term prosperity. Many people fall into the trap of either reckless spending or fearful hoarding, both of which stem from a lack of understanding about money's true nature. In today's world, where consumerism constantly urges us to buy more, it is essential to pause and ask, does this truly add value to my life? Living with financial mindfulness does not mean depriving oneself of comfort, but rather making choices that bring lasting benefit rather than momentary gratification. Wealth, when managed wisely, becomes a source of stability, generosity, and opportunities for both oneself and others. The Dhammapada states, "The wise man builds his fortune like an ant, gathering it little by little." This reminds us that wealth is cultivated through patience and steady effort rather than quick gains. By developing mindful financial habits, we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, ensuring that money serves us rather than enslaves us. In modern life, where financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety, applying these principles can bring profound relief. Instead of constantly worrying about money, one can develop a harmonious relationship with it, understanding that financial well-being is not solely about how much one earns, but how wisely one uses it. A person who practices mindful finance sees money as a tool for a meaningful life rather than an end in itself. Through awareness, discipline, and generosity, one can transform the energy of poverty into the energy of wealth, leading to both material and spiritual prosperity. Number 5. Transform desires into right intentions. Desire itself is not the problem. It is our attachment to it that brings suffering. In Buddhism, wealth is neither good nor bad. It is the mind that seeks it that determines its impact. If we chase riches with greed, we create endless dissatisfaction, always yearning for more, never feeling fulfilled. But if we transform that same energy into a deeper intention, one rooted in wisdom and compassion, then wealth becomes a tool for good. So, ask yourself, why do I truly want wealth? Is it just to satisfy personal cravings, or can it serve a greater purpose? When we align our desires with the Dharma, the natural law of truth and harmony, we shift from selfish longing to meaningful action. A simple shift in mindset can turn the energy of poverty into the energy of abundance, not just in material terms, but in spiritual and emotional fulfillment. There's a story of a poor man who spent his life envying the wealthy, believing that money was the key to happiness. He prayed and begged for riches, but nothing changed. One day, a wise monk told him, "Wealth does not begin in the hands, it begins in the heart." Confused, the man asked what he meant. The monk explained, "True abundance comes from generosity, not accumulation. The more you give, the more you receive." Skeptical but desperate, The man began offering small acts of kindness, sharing his food, helping neighbors, giving whatever little he had. Over time, his relationships deepened, opportunities arose, and he found himself surrounded by people who uplifted him. Eventually, his financial situation improved, but more importantly, he no longer felt poor. His heart had transformed before his circumstances did. This is the power of transforming desire into right intention. If we chase wealth for selfish reasons, it will always slip through our fingers. But if we seek it with the purpose of creating value, helping others, and living in alignment with wisdom, we attract true prosperity. So ask yourself again, how can I use my energy, skills, and resources for the greater good? True wealth isn't measured by how much we have, but by how much we can give and create. When we align our desires with Dharma, we don't just gain wealth, we gain peace, purpose, and lasting fulfillment. Everything in our space carries energy, shaping our reality in ways we often don't realize. By being mindful of the objects we place around us, especially on something as symbolic as a chair, we can shift from stagnation to abundance, from chaos to harmony. Small changes in our habits can lead to profound transformations in our lives. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. And be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming insights on mindfulness, prosperity, and spiritual growth. Remember, the energy you cultivate in your space is the energy that flows into your life. Choose wisely, and abundance will follow. See you in the next video.